There is a kind of quiet that is not peaceful. It is the quiet of an empty room, the quiet of a morning that arrives heavier than it should, pressing against your chest before the day has asked anything of you. A quiet that makes you reach, half-consciously, for something: connection, warmth, the sense that someone in this world knows exactly where you are and is not going anywhere, and find only the echo of your own breathing in a still room. If that is where you find yourself this morning, you are not broken. You are honest. And this feeling, as unwelcome as it is, does not have the final word over this day. It does not define you, and it does not have to define where this morning goes from here. Before we go any further, let us simply settle here together. You have carried something into this moment, a weight that perhaps resists precise naming, something that lives more in the body than in the mind. A persistent sense of being on the outside of things, of moving through rooms full of people and still feeling in some essential way fundamentally alone. Of performing the ordinary motions of a day, answering the messages, getting the coffee, showing up where you are supposed to show up, while something inside you quietly wonders, does anyone truly see me? Does anyone actually know what it costs me to get through a morning like this one? Those questions are not weakness. They are not ingratitude. They are not evidence that something has gone wrong with your faith. They are the honest voice of a heart that was made for connection and that is currently feeling the ache of its absence. A heart that knows, somewhere beneath all the surface motion, that it was built for more than moving through the world unseen and unnamed. And here is what I want you to hold on to before anything else. You are not the only person who has brought this into a morning like this one, not by a long distance. Throughout the entire long history of human beings coming to God in their most unguarded moments, loneliness has been one of the most common and most quietly devastating things they have carried through the door. The Psalms are saturated with it. The Desert Fathers wrote about it at length and with remarkable honesty. The great mystics of every tradition named it, sat with it, brought it to God without dressing it up first. And ordinary people, in ordinary rooms, in every era, on every continent, have woken to this same feeling and wondered what could possibly be done with it. What we are going to do with it this morning is bring it to the only one who has never once looked away from you. Not once. Not even in the moments when you most expected to be left alone in it. In Psalm 25:16, we read these words, and I want you to receive them slowly because they carry the whole weight of what we are naming today. Turn to me and be gracious to me, for I am lonely and afflicted. 6 words that do all the heavy lifting. I am lonely and afflicted. This is David writing, shepherd, king, psalmist, the man the Bible describes as one after God's own heart. And what he does in this verse is not polish the feeling or spiritualize it or sprint past it toward a neater conclusion. He names it, plainly, directly, without embarrassment or apology. He says to God, I am lonely. I am afflicted. Turn to me. There is no preamble of praise here, no warm-up. He does not begin by cataloging his blessings before eventually getting around to the hard thing, the way we are often tempted to do when we think we need to earn the right to be heard. He leads with the hard thing. He trusts that God is not fragile, that honesty will not damage the relationship, that walking into the presence of God with a raw and unprocessed feeling is not a violation of protocol. It is, in fact, exactly what prayer was made to hold. What moves me most about this prayer is the sequence. He does not first explain why. He does not provide context or justify the feeling or make sure God understands it was not entirely his fault. He begins with honesty. He walks into the presence of God carrying exactly what he is carrying. And he says, This is it. This is where I am right now. Turn to me in this. And the request he makes is not for God to fix it immediately or to explain it or to make it stop. It is for grace. Be gracious to me. Meet me here. Not once I have sorted it out, not once I have figured out what caused it or worked up enough faith to deserve an answer. Right here, in the loneliness itself, while it is still the main thing I am feeling. Be gracious. You may be carrying, alongside the loneliness itself, a quieter and more corrosive question. Whether somehow this is your fault. Whether there is something in your nature, some quality you cannot quite identify or put your finger on, that keeps warmth at a distance. Whether the people around you sense something about you that holds them back from drawing closer. Whether the loneliness is, in some sense, a verdict on who you are and what kind of life you are capable of having. I want to speak gently but clearly into that wondering, because it is a lie, and it deserves to be named as one. Loneliness is not a verdict. It is not a sentence handed down by someone who weighed your worth and found it wanting. Loneliness is one of the oldest and most democratic conditions of the human heart. It crosses every personality type, every relational history, every measure of external success. Some of the most surrounded people in the world are profoundly and secretly alone. Some of the most generous and beautiful souls carry this quietly for years without anyone on the outside knowing. The feeling is not evidence of your inadequacy. It is evidence of your humanity. And it is also a signal, not that something is fundamentally broken in you, but that something in you is still reaching toward what it was made for. The ache of loneliness is, at its root, the ache of a person designed for depth and connection who has not yet found enough of it. That ache does not mean you never will. It means you still want to. And that, strange as it might sound, is not a wound. That is the faithfulness of a heart that has not given up on what it was made for. Here is what changes when we hold this verse. Not the feeling itself, which takes time and is not manufactured by deciding to feel differently, but the direction. David turns. He does not wait until he feels better to pray. He does not tidy himself up or wait until he has something more inspiring to offer. He comes honest, undone, asking for grace. And grace, this is what grace means, meets us exactly where we are, not where we have decided we should be. This is the rhythm the Psalms teach us. Not the rhythm of having your life together before you come to God, but the rhythm of coming as you are, again and again, through every season. The people who wrote these prayers were not spiritual professionals with emotional lives more orderly than ours. They were people who wept in the night and still came in the morning, who felt forsaken and still lifted their eyes, who named the darkest things and still found that God had not moved. That is the invitation this morning. Not to feel better before you pray, but to pray your way into something more than you started with. So this morning we are turning, not with polished words, not with a performance of spiritual well-being that does not reflect where we actually are. We are turning toward God with the very weight we carried in, and we are asking Him, alongside David, to be gracious. And there is every reason, built into thousands of years of faithful testimony, to believe He will be. There is something worth sitting with before we move to prayer. The word gracious. David does not just say, "Turn to me." He says, "Be gracious to me." Graciousness is kindness that is not owed. It is care that does not first require you to prove you deserve it. And David, who knew God better than almost anyone in the Old Testament, asked for grace. which means he understood something we often forget, that coming to God is not a transaction where you bring enough faith and receive enough peace in return. It is a relationship where you bring yourself empty-handed and receive what you did not earn. That is what grace is, and that is what is available to you in this moment. There is a second passage of Scripture I want to read to you, a promise spoken by God Himself, not a human voice reaching upward, but the voice of God reaching deliberately and tenderly down. In Isaiah 41:10, we hear, "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." Sit with those words. Let them land somewhere that is not just your mind. Do not fear. Not because there is nothing difficult about this morning, not because the loneliness is imaginary or unimportant, but because I am with you. This is God speaking, and the tense matters deeply. I am. Not I was when things were going better, not I will be once you work your way through this. I am. Present tense, present moment, present in this exact room, in this exact silence, in this exact morning that arrived heavier than you needed it to. And then the promise becomes even more embodied. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. The image is not of someone standing back, watching you struggle from a careful distance, documenting your progress in a ledger. It is the image of a hand that catches, someone close enough to hold, close enough that when you lean, when you finally admit, honestly, that you cannot carry this alone, there is something there, something solid, something that does not shift. That is the God we are coming to. Not a distant force processing requests on a cosmic schedule. A God near enough to catch. Near enough to hear the quietest, most unpolished version of a prayer. The one that is barely even words, just a feeling held upward with something that might be faith and might just be exhaustion. And He receives both with the same grace. You have already done the hardest part. You turned toward this space instead of away from it. You are here, and that matters more than you may feel right now. So let us pray together. Let us bring what we actually brought into this morning, the real thing, not the improved version, and release it into hands that already know what it weighs. Father, I come to you this morning carrying something I have been calling by many other names. Tiredness, distraction, a difficult season. Because loneliness felt too exposed to say plainly. But I am saying it plainly now. I am lonely. It is heavy. And it has been heavy for longer than I have admitted, even to myself. It is not always dramatic. Most days, it is simply quiet. It is the ordinary loneliness of feeling like no one quite understands what it costs to get through a day. The loneliness of being present with people and still being, in some essential way, unreachable inside myself. The loneliness of wishing, just once, that someone would see past the surface and ask the real question. I do not know all the reasons. I am not entirely sure what to ask you to do about it, or how long this takes, or what the path through it looks like. But I know you said to come to you with what I am carrying. So here it is. All of it. The heaviness and the quiet and the reaching that keeps coming back empty. Turn to me. Be gracious to me. I am lonely and afflicted. Just as David said, with no dressing it up, and I need you to turn toward me in this. Not after I have made it more presentable. Right now, in the middle of it. I release the thought that my loneliness is a verdict about my worth. I release the belief that I am somehow built in a way that keeps love at a distance. I let go of the story I rehearse in the quiet hours, the one that says there is something fundamentally lacking in me that others can sense and that I cannot name. You made me. You know me entirely, and your word tells me you draw near to those who are honest about their need. So I receive your nearness now, not as a feeling I have to manufacture, but as a fact I can stand on. You are here. You are not observing from a distance. You are close enough to hold. Strengthen me where I have grown tired from carrying this alone. Help me where I have been pretending it is not there. Uphold me on the mornings when I feel like I am one more hard day away from giving up on the idea that real connection is possible for me. And Father, I ask for something beyond the immediate. Where I have kept people at a distance, out of old wounds, out of the reflex of self-protection, out of the fear that if someone truly saw me, they would pull back, gently open those doors. Not all at once, because I know I am not ready for that. But slowly, the way light comes in when someone opens blinds by degrees. You made me for connection. You said so at the very beginning of things. It is not good for a person to be alone. So I trust that your intention for my life has not changed. I trust that you are working toward belonging, even in seasons when I cannot see it happening. Give me the courage to be known, really known, past the managed surface by someone. Give me the wisdom to move toward the people you have placed near me, even when movement feels risky. Give me the grace to show up imperfectly rather than disappear entirely. And on the days when even that feels like too much, on the days when the loneliness is simply the thing and there is nothing to fix, only something to sit in, let me sit in it with you. Let your presence be the one constant that does not require anything from me in return. The one company that does not disappear when I run out of energy for performing. I am not asking you to remove every hard feeling from this day. I am asking you to be with me in them. And you have already promised that you are. So I receive that promise. I hold on to it even when I cannot feel it, especially when I cannot feel it. Because your faithfulness does not depend on my ability to sense it. It rests on your character, which does not change with the weather of a particular morning. Thank you for David's prayer, for the centuries of permission it gives to be plain about the hard thing without first making it presentable. Thank you that you do not require a polished heart before you draw close. Thank you that the same honest cry that echoed off ancient walls still reaches the same faithful God who has never tired of being sought by those who need him. Help me to remember throughout this day that I am not unseen, that the God who knows every star by name also knows mine, knows the sound of this particular grief, knows the exact shape of this loneliness, and is neither surprised nor put off by any of it. That this season is not the whole story. It is one chapter, and you are writing every page, and the story does not end here. Let me feel your nearness in small ways as the day unfolds, in a word that arrives from an unexpected direction, in a moment of beauty I almost walked past, in a kindness that comes from nowhere, carrying just enough warmth to soften the edge. Let those small things be reminders, not coincidences, but the quiet handwriting of a God who sees and who is present even when presence does not feel like anything in particular. You are the God who says, I am with you. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you. Let those words be what I return to all through this day, whenever the weight rises again, whenever the loneliness speaks. Let me have something truer and stronger to say back to it. Not a feeling, a fact, a promise that holds even when I cannot hold on to anything else. And now, let these words rest over you as a benediction, a blessing spoken into the day that is already being held by the one who made you, knows you entirely, and has never needed you to be any different than you are in order to draw close to you. May you carry into this day the knowledge that you are not as alone as you feel. May the God who calls himself near, who promises to strengthen and to uphold, make himself real to you today in the small and unannounced ways that are often his most consistent signature. May the loneliness you brought into this morning become slowly less of a weight and more of an opening. A place where the presence of God enters, not despite the emptiness, but through it. May you discover that the very spaces where human connection has fallen short are the spaces God has been quietly and patiently filling all along, waiting for you to be still enough to notice what was there the whole time. May you take one step today toward being known, one small, imperfect, brave movement toward the life you were made for. And may you find that grace meets you there, the same grace that has met you here. You are seen. You are held. You are not walking into this day alone.